A lot was said about Dele Alli after that defeat at Anfield earlier in the season, particularly by you, Graeme. You said he was a shadow of himself. You said he got in his armchair. Would you accept that that was unduly harsh?
No. I think if you look at his second year here, he got 18 goals. Now, that was his best year. And then he scored 5 and 7, I think. So, other than injury, why are you not getting somewhere near the 18 every year? I think he has the potential, at 23, still has the potential to be an absolute star. I think he's got the qualities that, very few people have. He's got a fantastic engine, which would enable him to, box-to-box player, help out when you don't have the ball, but be a real threat going forward. And it's very hard, coming from an old midfield player, to pick up someone like him who constantly wants to get into the box. He's always dragging you the areas you don't want to go into. And he's got real, genuine ability. And I think, and if the guy was sitting there, I would say the exact same to him. I think somewhere along the line you lost your focus. And hopefully Jose can get that back from him. 23, he's still a baby. And I'll say it again, very few people have the qualities that he's been blessed with. Make the most of them, son. Don't allow your eye to be taken off the ball. Because we'd all say it, your career's too short. It goes in a flash, doesn't it? I still go to bed and dream some nights I'm still playing and kick my wife all over the place in the bed. But it's just too short, and make the most of what you've got. What a time to be a professional footballer in our country.
But he has had injury problems this year. Statistics would tell us that that maybe his position has changed under Jose Mourinho. Perhaps he's playing further forward because he's contributed 5 goals and 3 assists. Twice as many shots per 90 minutes as he was under Pochettino earlier in this season, and the touches in the opposition box have trebled from Pochettino to Mourinho. Does that suggest he is playing in a more advanced position, which suits him better?
I personally think so, but I think it's also about some of the difficulty that he's gone through, and listening to him there, I think he accepts the criticisms, and it's how you react to that. Graeme's right. He came into the side at a very, very young age. I think what he's gone through, I think, is natural for a lot of individuals, and it's about how you come through that. I personally do feel his best position is as a 10 or an 8, an advanced midfield player that allows him to get into them positions, because the part of his game that he's showing now, and where Tottenham are grateful for him at the moment, is his ability to score goals and to get into areas, and particularly without Harry Kane at the moment.
Do you agree with what's been said?
When you say his role has changed under Jose Mourinho, his role's just gone back to what it always was. People always say Dele Alli's a midfielder. He hasn't played midfield.
But then why wasn't he scoring and contributing assists before?
But he was playing slightly deeper under Pochettino this season. There's no doubt at times he went back to a midfield 3. But when Dele Alli is at his best, he was just off Harry Kane. And you talk about him being a great player and his great strengths. I don't think Dele Alli's a great midfield player. I think his great strengths are getting in the box and getting goals. And he's aggressive. He puts himself about. And when we sort of talk about it, I'm almost judging him on goals in some way. So we say, like, he got 18 one season and the next season he got 5. OK, it's a big difference in that. But I'm not sure we're actually judging him on his whole performance. I think for me, Dele Alli is someone who got goals. If you go back to England in tournaments, I'm not sure he's quite in the England squad at the moment, but you go back a few years to tournaments, Dele Alli be playing for England. I mean, come away from a tournament saying England lack creativity in midfield. They need to find this player, this silky player on the ball. So I've never felt Dele Alli is that. He's got great bravery, his great mentality, his actual finishing as well. How many times he gets in the box and finishes as well. But we always talk about him. He's got more goals than Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard at 21 and all these different things. They play midfield. He wasn't playing midfield. His best position, and that's what Jose did in his first game, away at West Ham, put him straight up there, right almost alongside Harry Kane. That's Harry Kane's best position, and that's where he will be, and that's where he will get goals. And that's why his record is better under Jose this season than Pochettino, because he's been put back to his best position, which is a second striker.
Well, you like this stat, Jamie, talking about Frank Lampard. He could get 50 Premier League goals today and be doing it 133 appearances earlier than Frank Lampard.
He's a second striker.
I think that was right, Chris, by the way, before you check that one.